Hi everybody and welcome back to Just a Girl and Her Knitting. My name is Heather. How are you doing today? I'm doing okay. It's a Tuesday in Eastern Washington, Spokane Valley, Washington, where I live with my people. And it's been a week, a couple weeks. It's busy at work, it's busy at home, it's busy at the lake, it's, you name it, it's busy. Anyways, I guess let's just, I'll put where you can find me. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on, where am I? Instagram, Ravelry, Etsy, and my email. I crank sock tubes for people on Etsy. So, which, if you watched my last video, it was a sock tube cranking video. So, I don't know if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, there was it was 6 skeins of Patton's Croy in black. But I do have a video where I cranked some self-striping that I can also insert. I'll speed it up and insert it at the end. But I thought, like usual, let's just jump in. Let's get on here. Let's do this. I feel like I may have bit off more than I can chew with some knitting that I am doing. But I'll make it. I'll make it. I'll be good. I'll survive. Right? I'll survive. I always do. I always do. Anyways, let's just jump in. Jump right on in with finished objects. I have technically one full finished object, and I have, well, no, I guess they are finished. So I was test knitting a pair of socks for Ellie and Flora. These are the paperback socks. They are a twisted rib DK weight sock with a faux cable, and I have them finished. I also have something else finished. It's a prototype. We're not 100% sure yet, but my husband made me new sock blockers. Well, a sock blocker. We're working on the second one. He had a little bit of chipping out, and then we need to cut in the air holes. But other than that, this is a size 14, has a little hook to hang, and I guess technically it's a finished object, right? So we have to figure out how to keep it from chipping the top, but so it doesn't snag my yarn and doesn't chip. But here we go. So here's the finished sock. It's twisted rib for the cuff in a contrast color, heel flap and gusset, and then a regular toe. For this, the one thing I did suggest in the pattern, when going from contrast to main color, you knit a plain row to prevent the purl bumps, which I did, and I let the designer know, and so she added it in the pattern. And then here's the second sock. So it is finished, but these are pretty good. Like I said, they're chipping out a little bit. I don't know how we're gonna fix that. He's thinking about taping it or changing the direction. So maybe, I don't know. He does the wood things. I don't. But my first finished object are a pair of socks. They are size 14. I knit size 3, which is 56 stitches on US 3. What's the millimeter? Oh, come on, Heather. What's the millimeter? Because I knit these a size bigger than what? I knit on a size 3. The pattern calls for a size 2. Oh, 3.25 millimeter. I used my Chalgu quads. And I used Yarnable plush DK. You can't even see that. Here's the tag. It's in Oh My Gourd from October 2025 as the contrast. And if you got it, haunt it. And it's October 25 from my DK weight description, and this is what I had left. So I did knit a size 14. I knit almost exactly to pattern. It said knit for 5 inches on the leg, and I believe I did that. I don't remember now, but they're finished. US size 3, 3.25 millimeter, 56 stitches for a men's size 14 shoe. All finished. Now I'm waiting on my next DK weight pattern so I can switch this out. I am going to put these down in my, and they're in my Delicu snap bag, in my sock drawer that I have for my husband for all of his Christmas socks. So that will be fun. My next project, I was working, I was looking for something to work on, and it's out of Red Heart Scrubby. This is something I've had for years, and I made 2 scrubby dishcloths. So here's 1 and 2. They are knit on the bias on a size 7 needle, which I'm working on one right now. So this is my whip. I cast on 3 stitches. I have this in my description, the way I knit my dishcloths, and I'm using a Chiaogu size US 8 5 millimeter bamboo needle, circular needle for my, whatchamacallit, what am I doing? For my dishcloth, for my scrubby. I needed something to work on, so I was like, well, this will work. No, I guess we're jumping right into whips because, well, there's my whips. So my next work in progress that I'm doing is a test knit for the Purlgoblin. It is a slip over vest, whatever you call those. I call them vests, but I guess it's a slip over. And it's, so I cast on Saturday. I'm using, I should probably mention the yarn really fast. Oops. I am using Mode at Rowan Softest Alpaca in this blush pink color. It's 50 grams, 130 meters, 142 yards. It's 70% alpaca, 7% wool, 25% recycled nylon, and it's a worsted weight, I think, Aran weight, but I got it at littleknits.com. They had a really good price on it, so I got it. But you cast on and you knit this lace panel, and you pick up and you knit down, and you put these stitches on hold. So these are on hold, and then my next step is to pick up. I'll pick up here along the top, and then you knit the front. It's a V-neck. Okay, yeah, this is gonna block out. Lace always looks so small, but you'll knit the shoulders, and it's a V-neck. So this is the back, but here it is so far. So that's project number 1. I'm knitting this on a US 6. What's the needle? Here we go again. A US 6 4 millimeter Chiaogu quad needle. So that's project number 2. So this is a whip. Project number 3 is also a test knit. So I have 2 test knits going, 2 top test knits, one on a 6 and one on a 5. So this one is the Spillway tee by Lark's Knits. I don't remember her handle. I'll put it down below. But this is just a, is there a picture? A better picture? Yeah. So this is what it's gonna look like. It's just a simple 2-color top, knit top, fingering weight. It is, you can do it 1 color. I'm using Queensland tenderfoot It is a 75% merino lamb's wool, 25% polyamide. And my two colors, I have linen for the contrast and this really pretty berry color. I don't know where my, oh, it's right here. Here's the other tag. It's sangria. And this is what I have so far. Not a whole lot of anything. So I just cast on. I did the neckline. I put in my markers and I'm starting the short row shaping. So yeah, that's all I got. I'm using my Chiagu quads again in a US 5 3.75 millimeter needle. This is the size that it calls for. I'm knitting size 6. Knitting size 6 in both of them. I don't know why that's the size I chose, but yeah, this is all I got so far. Not a lot. We'll see how quickly I can, how far I can go. The wouldn't believe it, Slipover is not due till November. This one I believe is due in September or October. So I'm going to work on this every night during the week, and then I'm going to work on the Slipover on the weekends at the lake. I have started timing myself for the Slipover. I'm 6.5 hours into knitting, and I technically had started the front, but the chart was wrong and the pickups were wrong. So I messaged the designer. I was like, hey, I think the numbers are off, but I'm not sure. I just want you to double check. And sure enough, they were off. So with that being said, it got put on hold. So I went ahead and I cast on the, what is it called again? I feel so Spillway tea. I feel so out of sorts. I'm always out of sorts though, aren't I? Anyways, next. What's next? That's not all the projects I'm working on, but that's the 2 main ones I'm working on right now because they're both testeds. Something I did work on though in March when we go down to Moscow for the cabin fever spin-in, I always purchase naughty fleeces, which are fleeces that are extra dirty. Maybe they're the lamb's first. Sometimes they're lamb's first shearing. Sometimes they've rolled in mud. Sometimes they're just disgusting. They're sold extremely cheaply. So I'm going to insert a photo here. Here. This is what it looked like after washing. I think it was after washing. I figured out it's a Wensydale. It was 7.7 ounces. It was extremely dirty and it was $1.50. So I got a little over, maybe I'll put in how many grams I got. So 77.70 ounces. So what, almost 200 grams. I lost an ounce in processing, but like I said, I will have inserted the photo. I will do the conversion if I can figure that out. I actually, for work, I've been Googling a lot of kilograms to pounds. You would think that I would figure that out. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I don't have it in my brain hole to do it. I just Google it. Google tells me a lot. But anyways, so I washed it, I dried it. I then flicked every single lock that was flickable. Like I said, I lost about 1 gram in processing, which is fine. But I have my bag of my Wensydale that was $1.50. $1.50 and about 4.5, 5 hours of my time. I now have, oh, and Wensydale has really long locks. Well, at least this one does. I don't know if all of them do. but here, let me get you one. So this is what it looks like now. I was gonna card it on my drum carder, but it's all clean, it's soft. I'm gonna spin it from the locks or from the cloud or whatever this is called. But look at how long that lock is. That's substantial. So yeah, but I got it all clean. There is still a little bit of stuff in it, but that comes out when I'm spinning. So I'm really excited to get this spun up once I'm done working on my sock spin that I'm working on. But yeah, this was fun. And so I took another naughty fleece that I got from last year. So this one was $1.50. So if anyone's ever in the market for some inexpensive fleeces and you don't care to have to work for it, let me know. I can make some things happen. So I'm working on some CVM. I don't think I took photos of the CVM this time. I'll do it when I go this weekend. I'll take a picture, but I'm maybe a third of the way through. I got just over a pound, maybe a pound and a half. And whatever, here, let me do the math. $10 minus 50, $8.50 is how much I spent on 2 pounds of CVM because it was dirty. It's this really pretty brown color. I'll see if I have pictures. I might not have pictures, but I'm working on flicking that one. That one is going to go on my drum carder, and I'm going to card it into mats, and I'm going to go ahead and get that all carded up for me to spin. Hopefully I will have, well, technically I spun a little bit from the clouds from the lock. It's spinning up really nicely. I'm getting a bit thicker of a gauge, which is nice. I'm spinning it on my electric eel wheel nano 2.1, the second one that came out. But yeah, so that's been a lot of fun so far. Like I said, they are very dirty, but that's okay. What else am I doing? You know, it is cutting into my knitting time, so I'm only trying to spend about 30 minutes at a time on the weekend working on it, but I'm enjoying it. The baby plays with her water toys or her sandbox, and I just sit there and I watch her, and I just flick it with my little flicker. So that's something I'm working on. This one I'm hopefully going to get to spin up soon. I have 2 more nuggets of about 13 grams left on my sock spin, and then this one's going on the wheel. Well, and then I have to apply it. That's going to take me years. But other than that, do I have anything else? I have 2 ongoing test knits, and then my 1 test knit for Alicia Plummer that I work on a little bit here and there. I signed up for 2 additional test knits. One is a baby sweater, so I'm really hoping I can get selected for that. It's a colorwork baby sweater. Shouldn't take me very long. And then another is a pair of mittens that I'm hopefully gonna get to do as well. But other than that, let's see. We're going to the lake this weekend, still working on the house. In a couple weekends, we get to go to Olympia, Seattle area for a bridal shower for my husband's cousin. So it'll be nice to get away for a little bit. And then plus it'll be 4 hours at least of car knitting time. I'll be in the back, so technically I'll have to hand the baby things, but my mother-in-law will sit right next to her, so she'll entertain her, and I get to have 4.5 hours of uninterrupted knitting time, hopefully. Times 2, because the way home is also 4.5 hours. It might be 5 if how the traffic is. I guess the Vantage Bridge is under construction. It's down to 1 lane. Plus we have a whole bunch of wildfires, which is causing issues. And then last weekend there was a concert down at the Gorge. It was Chris Stapleton for 2 days. And they put up a sign that says, hey, just so you know, it's going to take hours to get across the Vantage Bridge. Like, be prepared. People sat for 4 hours. At that point, I would have figured out how to go a different way. They have reader boards that tell you how long the wait is. Anyways, so hopefully we won't get stuck in that on the way over to, I say Seattle, we're going to Olympia, I think. The bridal shower's in Olympia. I don't know where we're staying. I don't care. The big kids will stay home. So, yeah, with that being said, I don't think I'll get to go to any yarn stores though, which is fine. We don't typically go into the city, into Seattle, unless we're specifically going into Seattle, like going to Pike's Marketplace or something. We'll probably drive over on Friday, do the bridal shower on Saturday, and then come home on Sunday because we have to work. But other than that, I don't think there's anything else going on. Just working on my knitting, working on my work. It's the end of the month, so I hate work. I hate work right now. Work is stupid. It is what it is. I lost one of my headphones, just dropped my headphones and it went under the sofa, so I have to find that today. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. But, oh, I was going to show you, I'll insert the video as well from my cranking of this 2 sock tubes, and I'll show you the photos of them when they were done. But other than that, I think I'm good. No, I'm not good. I think I'm done. I hope you guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. Have fun with your knitting. Have fun with all your crafts. And enjoy whatever it is that you're making. And I hope it brings you joy. All right, everybody. Bye. Hi, everybody. It's Heather again. We are going to crank another sock tube order. I have 4 to 2 this time. I have 2 Ruby and Roses and 2 are mystery yarns. I'm not sure what they are. They're both self-striping, so I thought, let's do the self-striping. I think it would be fun to see how it comes off the machine. If you guys can see it. Hopefully you're not too far away. I wonder if I can zoom in a little.